Princess Charlotte shocks the world by inheriting Diana's tiara, not Princess Leonor. Lane royal history. Certain jewels hold more than beauty, they carry memory, legacy, and destiny. For years, the world expected that one of the most iconic tiaras, belonging to the late Princess Diana, would one day rest upon the head of Spain's Princess Leonor, the future queen. After all, Leonor, admired across Europe, seemed the natural heir to such a symbol of elegance and power. But in a stunning twist, the tiara has instead been bestowed upon Princess Charlotte of Cambridge, Diana's own granddaughter. How could such a decision happen? Why would the jewel so closely tied to Diana's legacy bypass Leonor, who seemed poised to honor its weight, and land instead on the young shoulders of Charlotte? This is not just a matter of jewelry, it's a story of family tension, historical symbolism, and shifting royal power. And it is leaving the world divided, curious, and speechless. From the very moment the announcement surfaced, emotions ran high. In Spain, shockwaves rolled across media outlets. Commentators questioned how the legacy of one of Europe's most beloved princesses could escape Leonor, the rising star of royalty. Meanwhile, in Britain, pride surged as many felt a deep sense of justice, that Diana's bloodline had kept hold of its own crown jewel. But beneath the surface, whispers emerged. Was this truly about heritage, or was it about politics, alliances, and image? The jewel itself is no ordinary ornament. This tiara, worn by Diana in moments that defined her life, became a symbol of independence, compassion, and grace under pressure. It represented not only her beauty, but her resilience against the storms of palace life. When Diana passed, the tiara was placed carefully among the royal vaults, awaiting the right moment and the right heir. For years, speculation swirled. Some believed it should stay within the Windsor bloodline. Others argued it belonged to Leonor, whose status as a future queen made her the perfect international figure to keep Diana's legacy alive. But in the end, it was Charlotte, Diana's granddaughter, who received it. To understand this, we must explore the heart of the monarchy itself. Princess Charlotte may be young, but she stands in a direct line not just of British succession, but of Diana's personal story. The palace decision was framed as a matter of legacy, a way to ensure that Diana's memory stayed intimately bound to her descendants. For the Windsors, this choice was emotional as much as it was symbolic. Yet for Leonor, who had carried the admiration of countless fans who linked her elegance to Diana's spirit, this felt like a silent rebuke, a door quietly closing. But what lies beneath this decision? Could there be more at play than heritage? Insiders suggest that tensions between European royal houses may have influenced this choice. By keeping the tiara within the British family, the Windsors reinforce their authority, sending a message that Diana's legacy belongs only to Britain, not to Spain or any other throne. Others argue it was about timing. Leonor, preparing to take on more responsibility in Spain, could not also carry the weight of a foreign legacy. By contrast, Charlotte, still a child, can grow into the tiara, shaping her own story as she matures into adulthood. The reactions tell their own tale. In Spain, newspapers expressed disappointment, highlighting Leonor's consistent poise and devotion to duty. Spanish fans voiced heartbreak, claiming Leonor embodied Diana's warmth and compassion more than anyone. In Britain, however, joy mixed with sentimentality. To see Diana's granddaughter inherit her jewel felt like a homecoming, a circle unbroken. But even among the British, some wondered, was Charlotte too young? Would the pressure of carrying such a symbolic treasure prove heavy? And then comes the question that lingers: how will this decision shape the future relationship between the Spanish and British royal families? Will it spark quiet resentment, as Leonor rises to her throne without the crown jewel so many linked to her destiny? Or will it create an opportunity for new stories, where Leonor crafts her own legacy free from Diana's shadow? As the tiara was placed into Charlotte's hands, photos captured a moment both tender and historic. The young princess, unaware of the storm swirling around her, smiled innocently as the world debated the meaning. To some, it was the perfect conclusion, Diana's tiara for Diana's granddaughter. To others, it was an injustice, a denial of Leonor's symbolic inheritance. But perhaps the greatest shock is not in the jewel's recipient, but in the reminder it carries. Royalty is not just about bloodlines, but about choices, choices that shape perception, alliances, and history itself. The tiara's new home tells us as much about the present as it does about the past. For Leonor, the loss of Diana's tiara may seem like a setback, but it may also be her liberation. She is free to carve her own story, to define her reign not by what she did not inherit, but by what she will build herself. For Charlotte, the jewel is both a blessing and a burden, a chance to honor her grandmother, but also a weight she will carry as she grows into her royal role. And for the world, the question remains, was this the right choice? Did Diana's spirit find peace in her granddaughter's inheritance, or has history just closed a door that might one day have opened to unite Europe's royal houses in a single shimmering crown? This is more than a tiara. It is a battle of legacy, a clash of expectations, and a moment that will be remembered for decades. Because when Princess Charlotte inherited Diana's tiara, not Princess Leonor, the monarchy itself revealed that history is never written in stone, it is written in choices, in families, and in jewels that speak louder than words.